Hey guys, it's Godfather Vinci here, and today I'm going to be doing part 1 of my WAC tutorial series. Now, for those who don't know, I'm going to be doing this video for people that have never heard of the PS4 Mafia community, don't know what a WAC is, don't know what I'm talking about, so we're going to get down to the very basics. So before I get into any kind of tutorial, I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to show you what constitutes a whack, who can do whacks. Now, anyone theoretically can perform a whack, but you need to meet certain criteria to actually go ahead and do it for it to be valid. And I'll show you what that looks like now. So, you'll notice on my character profile, I'm wearing TVCF tags. These are Vinci family tags. All crime families on PlayStation need CF in their name to perform valid whacks. So if your tags don't have CF at the end of them, you cannot perform valid whacks. You need the CF tags to do whacks. Now you don't need Vinci for making your tags. You can do it with any crime family. You could make your own tags on Social Club, but you must have CF at the end. So for example, if you are the Gotti crime family, your tags may look like TGCF or GCCF. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter about the first two letters, they can be anything. Now, I'll explain why that is. When you get in a lobby, for people to consider a whack valid, they need to know that you're a mobster. And they do this by seeing that you're wearing CF tags. So when you see people say you're not on CF tags or whatever, they're talking about, if you look on my player name there, you'll see the TVCF tags. You need to be wearing CF tags to do whacks. Now, some families will say you need a name change, but this is not true as far as the verifieds or the wider community is concerned. That comes more into lobby wars and stuff where you need name changes, but for assassinations it doesn't matter about the PSN name. So, for example, mine being Father Next Vinci, you can clearly tell from my tags, from my appearance, and from my name that I'm a crime family, I'm a mobster. Now that you understand that's the criteria you need, anyone at any level can perform whacks. There is no minimum level requirements. There aren't certain things you need before doing whacks besides what I've already covered. Now we're going to go into the actual basis of performing an assassination. So real quick, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch sessions. This will put me in a public lobby now. But it's important we do this because I need to show you something. You see this here right now. This is called the clouds, and it's the loading screen between joining a session. To do a valid whack, you need to be recording from this point. So you might not be able to see this, but I've just double tapped my share button, which means I've started my recording. That means if I do perform a whack in this session, I've been recording from clouds. Any community will ask you to do whacks with clouds on. If you don't have the clouds at the start of the video, it's not a valid whack. I'll just wait for it to load in. You don't need to show the full clouds, but your video should start with clouds at the beginning. And this is what it will look like. We're gonna simulate how to perform an assassination on randoms. Sorry, my voice is croaking up a bit. So this is what clouds looks like. This is us loading into a building. Now you don't have to spawn inside to do a whack. You can do it from last location, but this is how you start a whack. Is you start recording from the clouds and it loads you into the building. We just wait for it to load. Taking a little while. That must be a big lobby. Alright, so I'm recording from clouds, and whoever's in the session, if there's anyone with CF tags, we can do it with them. Alright, let me just put that on because there's people talking. Alright, so looking in this lobby, there is nobody wearing CF tags besides myself. But I'm going to use these randoms as a means of practicing to show you what a whack looks like. So, what I've just done there, I've registered as a CEO. Now, in the verified community, the LCN community, which comprises of Vinci, Rosini, Angelic, and so on, you cannot use CEO for wax. But in the wider community, which constitutes families like Gambino, Carfano, who shut down recently, Pacino, those guys are going to use CEO. Now, the reason why CEO is allowed in some communities and not in others is because what CEO allows you to do. For this session, for this tutorial, I'm going to be covering the wider community first, so we're going to use Ghost, and we're going to use the abilities that CEO grants us. So I've loaded inside my apartment, or in this case my agency. Now, there's a few ways we can leave here. The reason I spawn in at the agency for WAC lobbies is because it allows you to leave the apartment in several ways. I'll cover that a bit more in future episodes, but I would highly advise, if you have the option of spawning inside an agency, that you use the agency. It's the best building to use. Before I go, actually, I nearly forgot. What we're going to do is, a perk of having the agency is we can purchase snacks for free. So I'm going to stock up on all of them just in case. And also, if you have the armory, it allows you to get body armor.
Cool stuff here for you.
I believe that's over here. No, it's speaking to this gentleman.
Alright, let's talk.
So I'm going to max out my body armor, and now I've got body armor on. I would highly advise you, if you're going for wax, even if you don't have an agency, you should always have body armor available. Not just one that you're wearing, but also you should be able to activate more from the interactive menu. So here now I've got 10. Body armor is the difference between getting one tapped with a sniper and getting two tapped, and I cannot stress how big of a deal that is. So make sure, if you're in a whack lobby, or if you're just trying to avoid being whacked, whether you're going for a hit or you're trying to avoid being hit, you need body armor. Alright, so make sure you get that. Now, as far as the options go for leaving this apartment, obviously nobody is camping in my building, and I know there's nobody on CF tags in this session, so that means the radius around my building is completely safe. Now, if there was someone in this session, the first thing I would do before going outside is you look at the playlist, you see who's in the session, and from that, if I see someone with CF tags, we're going to look for them. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to pretend that, let's see, who have we got on the map? Okay, we're not going to do him because he's too close. Let's do any of these randoms, okay? Let's do, what's this guy's name? Check Your Peaks, YT, right? This guy. We're going to pretend for this video that that's a mobster, that's someone on CF tags. Now he's quite far away, but he's not out of the city, right? Obviously Los Santos is this bit down here. If he was somewhere on this side of the map, I'd be calling that a helicopter, but because it's a city whack, as I'd call it, I'm going to use a vehicle. One of the perks as well about having the agency is, unlike any other building to my knowledge, you can directly spawn inside a car outside. So we're going to go to exit via personal vehicle. And now getting down to the vehicles themselves, actually, no, I'll show you, it's better that I show the vehicles. Let's go to the garage. So in the wider community, which is the community that we're covering in this tutorial, there are some rules on what vehicles you can and cannot use. Now I'm going to show them off now. Okay, now this here is a D10 Coquette, and I'm going to hop in just to check. I believe this is a sports car. Yeah, it is. So for the wider community, sports cars are generally frowned upon but allowed. You shouldn't try to use these for wax, but some families do use them. So for some families in the wider community, they will allow you to use that, but for this session we won't do that. Supercars, which I don't have any in this building, are banned in all communities. You cannot use a supercar, which is like the Bugattis, you know, the crazy cars. You can't use them for wax. Down here we've got some of the new DLC vehicles. Now these are a bit of a grey area for families, but generally speaking they're allowed. So I'm going to hop in this. This is the Deity. As you'll see though, it's not bulletproof. We don't have the armour on it. Recently the wider community has been using these with armoured plates on them. But generally speaking, you don't want the armoured plates. These windows are bulletproof, so if you can get this new DLC car, you should, but don't put the armour plates on it. You don't really need it, to be honest with you. Now, getting in the vehicle as well, before we get outside, you want to make sure that you have this little upgrade here in Amani Tech. You want the missile lock-on jammer. Now I hope you should never have to actually use that, but it's good to have it because there are some people that don't want to get whacked. So what they'll do is, after you perform a valid kill on them, they will hop in a buzzard, or they will hop on an oppressor or another military vehicle and try and blow you up. Now before this update, there was nothing you could really do about it. You had to pray that they couldn't get you in time, you know, you had to pray that they weren't going to blow you up. But now with this update, we can stop them from blowing us up immediately. Well, as easily anyway. They don't get the lock on anymore with these vehicles. That's why a lot of families allow them now, but just without the armoured plates. Alright, we're going to go out now. Let's do a drive-by. That's the most popular kind of whack that you see nowadays. Okay, so I've just come outside of my building. I'm in a CEO, and I've got my vehicle which has bulletproof windows. Tip number 1, the first, I'm going to turn the radio off. Tip number 1, do not shoot out of this window until you see someone. Alright, if you shoot out of this window, you're going to break the windshield, which means that your bulletproof windows are broken. You've broken them, and you're a free kill. So I never shoot before I see the target and I think I've got the shot. Also, try not to aim to the left when you're aiming. So when I'm going around in a whack lobby, I will always keep this aim reticle up. I'm always aimed in. Unless I'm in a high-speed chase where I don't need to do that, I always have it aimed in. But what you don't want to do is move it to the left as I'm about to do, like this. Because the reason for that... Oh. Okay, this is the first time it's never done that, but normally it will break the window. If you aim out like this, it breaks the window on most cars. On 8 out of 10 cars. That's the guy we're going to whack in a sec, but we'll come back to him. So, is that a police helicopter or is someone in here? Because I am struggling. No, we're still good now. Alright. Oh, that guy wants smoke. We'll go back to him in a sec. But as you've seen there now, yeah, don't aim to the left. If you're in a vehicle, keep your aim centered forward. You can aim to the right. This is okay, but don't do it to the left. It breaks the driver's window, and then you're a really free kill. We've got someone in the CF in the session, but I don't think he's going to go for us, so we'll leave him for now. Now then, there's a few tools you can use in whack lobbies. Obviously, we're safe here now. There are nobody in the session to worry about, but we're going to act as if there are. So, first order of business, we've got a few options. If we go to Secure Serve CEO, you can go down to CEO abilities. And if you hit this ghost organization, as you may well know, this is going to give you 3 minutes off the radar. People will not know where you are. Now, even if you're off the radar, there are still ways people can find you, but again, we'll get to that in a little bit. But ghost organization is your first option for the wider community. In the verified families, like Angelic, Rosini, Vinci, you're not allowed to use this on other verified families. So we'll avoid using that here. The other options you've got, if we pull up the phone, if you call Lester, just give it a second.
Hello.
You call Lester, it gives you the option to go off the radar. The difference is, this is 500, but you get 1 minute off the radar. Verified families allow you to do this once in a session. You can't do it multiple times. I mean, there is a cooldown. I'll hit it now, but as you'll see, there's a cooldown between each
dark.
one.
You've got 1 minute.
It's very tempting to, as soon as you see someone in a CF, to hop in your game, you know, to go off radar, but you don't need to be honest with you. 8 times out of 10, they'll go off radar before you do, and they won't move on you unless they're off the radar. So I wouldn't generally hit off radar, ghost, or anything else until afterwards. And more recently, from the agency update, we've got a new tool to go off radar, which is, if we call up Imani, just give it a second.
Shoot.
You've got out of sight. Now this I love personally, because see, I normally go on whack sessions by myself, and what it does is, it gives you infinite off radar within a certain region until you perform a kill. As soon as I shoot at someone, I'm on the radar again. But while I'm in this little circle, I'll show it on the map real quick. While we're in this circle, no one can see us. So what I'll do is, I'll generally bait someone. You know, I'll get them to start chasing me. I'll pop this, and then, you know, I can chill and keep an eye on them. Now, there's another use for out of sight, which won't really provide much use in this particular lobby, because could have done actually, no, I'll show you. So as you'll see, we've got Don Lombardi in the game, who I don't think he's also going to go for me, but you've got Don Lombardi here. Where I activated the out of sight wasn't ideal, but he doesn't know where we are right now. So what I would generally do is, when someone's loading into the game and I know they're loading in, I'll pop out of sight on their building, and then I will sit on a rooftop. I'll show you a good rooftop actually for that building he's on. Let's get the super fleet out. So a little thing I've done there as well, you might have seen, if we go CEO vehicles, you can call in helicopters, cars, all sorts from this. You can't use all of them, but most of them you can. This is a Super Velito. It normally costs 10,000 unless you've purchased it, in which case you can use it free of charge. And we've got someone else in the game. So what I would do is, out of sight, you sit on a roof, say like, that one's a bit bait to be honest with you. This one here, most people sit on this, but it covers, you know, we're in the out of sight radius here, so we'll do that. Alright, so right now, if Lombardi was to come out on a helicopter, I've got a clean shot on his building. Oh, I've read that wrong. He's in his garage. Alright, so if we wanted to get him, I'd move a little. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'm on a buggy controller here, but he's going to come out of the garage just here. So what I do normally is I'll park up about on this roof. Now I'm not going to get, you know, if he comes out, I'm not going to shoot him, but I'm just showing you, you know, if someone's camping in this building, for example, you're out of sight so they can't see you, and as soon as they come out, you shoot them in the face. You know, you can get a clean shot on that car when it comes out from here. It seems I'm a bit popular because quite a few CFs have joined up on me, but that's alright for now, I guess. So we've done out of sight, ghost, and off radar. You can use out of sight or off radar in the verified community, but in the wider community we can hit ghost, which is this. Alright, this is 3 minutes. You can move around the map freely for them 3 minutes. You don't have to worry about, you know, any instances where you'll come on the radar. You can just go about freely. So if I wanted to go right up to his door, doesn't matter where the circle is, we're okay. Now that we've covered them 3, let's go get a kill on someone. Let's go kill someone. Now, since there are quite a few CFs in here, I will still go for someone that's not in a CF, because, you know, well, if the chance was there to whack someone I don't like, you know, I mean, I'd go for it, but this is a tutorial, so I'm not really going for whacks right now. I'm just showing people what to do. Let's see, who have we got? Your mom gay. Yeah, great, what a guy to whack. Who's that? That kid's got 1k. So, with doing whacks, you can do them in several ways. You generally tend to find that people people within the community will use different methods for getting whacks. So, for example, some people like to snipe. You know, there are some great snipers in the Mafia community. You'll generally find them on rooftops. You'll find some people that do one-man drive-bys. You'll find people that are pretty versatile. Doesn't matter, you know, they can rotate between anything. But they're the main 2 popular ones: drive-bys and snipes. You do also get the occasional ARs, setups, all that other kind of stuff. But for the most part, it's going to be sniping or you know, drive-bys. I could keep chasing that your mom gay, but I'd be silly to do that in a helicopter with ops in session. So what I'm going to do is, when you get in a helicopter, you get a free parachute. So we're going to use that parachute, jump off here, and then as I'm parachuting down, I'm going to call in my personal vehicle. Oh, I'm too far. There we go. Do that. I'm still on ghost, so we're okay. I can do what I want, but you never want to go on the open road. If you're calling in a vehicle or something, always try and sit on the side, because if people are going past off radar, they can easily just run you over, which is generally frowned upon. You're not supposed to do that, but people will do it anyway. So instead of having to dispute a whack, like, oh, where you ran me over, just avoid being on the main road, you know? Let's turn the radio off. now that I'm in a car, I'm pretty safe right now. So if someone does pull up on me, there's a fair chance I'm going to get them. But let's go pick a target and show you how a whack is done. So you've seen, there's a few ways of hiding your radar. I need to go actually. Oh my god, I'll be right back. 1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. Whoops. Right, okay. Let's try that again. Sorry about that.
Hey, I'm going, man.
So,
Before
as you've seen there, I had to go
you
AFK in a
take
session there
advantage.
for a second. Rather than in a lobby, get out of there. You know, you've seen, within a second, I got into story mode. I probably would have been safe in that session, but you never go AFK in a public lobby, especially when you're on CF tags. So yeah, if you have to go somewhere, like I just had to then for a second, leave the game. Don't risk it. You could also sit inside an apartment, but generally, if you don't know how long you're gonna be, you can get kicked out of that apartment. If you're inside someone else's apartment, they could get you kicked out of the apartment if they left the game. There's so many variables. Don't risk that. Just leave the game yourself. But let's go back into another lobby and simulate a whack. So again, we're gonna load in from clouds. Now you don't have to double tap share to do your recording. I don't normally do it that way. People like to do it that way. There's nothing wrong doing a double tap for the share button and then double tapping again when you've done the whack. You can do it any number of ways, but the way I prefer is you press share. Sorry, when you've performed the whack, you press the share button, go to share video clip, and it will save the past 15, 30, 45 minutes or 60 minutes depending on your settings. Most whacks don't take any more than 15 minutes, but in my case, my clips go back to an hour just in case. Alright, let's get back into a session. Okay. Just wait for it to load. Okay, we're in a session with one person, Azure, who's inside. This is no good for us, so we're gonna hop lobbies. Let's see if there's anyone online actually. I just need someone in a game. Can't join on Mr. Leone. Let's just find a lobby. I could probably show you my friends list there actually, because we've got a few people on CF tags there. But yeah, as far as performing whacks go, you need CF tags. If you don't have CF tags, you can't do them validly. People will still try. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I've done whacks before without CF tags. I've been whacked before while I don't have CF tags. It happens, you know. People are gonna do it, but for it to be official, for it to be like by the rules, you need CF tags on. Okay, let's see what lobby we've got now. Hopefully it's a good one. Imagine I actually found an op I wanted to whack, that'd be nice. I really want to find Morello actually, I've not seen them guys in a while, they're the ones I want to get next. I nearly whacked one the other day, but he left just as I was about to kill him. Sucks, but oh well. That happens a lot. You'll find when you're doing whacks, getting the kill is probably the most challenging part. Not because it's hard to get the kill, but because people will leave the game to avoid being killed, you know? Okay, so we load into the agency. Now I don't know if I'm going to keep the body armor in this session that I had on from the last one. I think it does transfer over normally, but because I went to story mode, I think it took it off me. We'll see. No, I still have my body armor, that's good. Alright, so there's a few people in this game here now. Anyone on CF type? I think I did see someone there. No, it's me. Yeah, I'm the only one in there. Alright, so I'm going to register as a CEO by wider community rules. We'll do another one in a minute with, by verified rules. I'm going to go down, speak to my receptionist at the agency. Which again, it doesn't have to be from an agency, but this is my preferred place for wax, and I also encourage you to use an agency for wax. Doesn't need to be at this location. Choose any of them, but I like this one best. Gonna go exit by personal vehicle, and we will take out the Buffalo ST. No, I'm not gonna use that one because that's armored. I need to call that vehicle in, don't I, if I want to use it. So I'm gonna return personal vehicle to storage because it's outside, and then we'll go down to. Where's that car I was using? The Deity, there it is. Okay, now this is going to spawn me outside, like before. Ah, I know what I haven't mentioned yet. So, when you're doing drive-bys, you've got a few options for the guns you can use. You can use pistols, you can use SMGs. If you're on a bike, you can use shotguns. Don't worry about any of them. The only gun you should use for a drive-by is my favourite, the absolute GOAT of one-man drive-bys, the AP pistol. One clean, if you get this while you're shooting, if you get this on someone's head, you are getting that kill. Like obviously, if it's bulletproof windows, you're gonna have to just break them first, but this will shred people, bro. Like I've had so many whacks because of this gun. Session's clear. I don't need to hit Ghost right now, but what we're gonna do is, I'll tell you what, it's easy enough for me to drive up on someone and just whack them. But what we'll do is, another little thing you can do in whack lobbies is you can call up Lamar, and I think you have to be level 40 to do this, or level 50.
What's up, homie? What you need?
But you can call a mugger on someone. Now, if people are off the radar, you can still send the mugger after them. They don't need to be on radar for you to do this, and it's also handy because if anyone shows up on this list, it means they're outside. So if you see someone off the radar, call a mugger. If you don't know where they are, call a mugger, and you can tell if they're outside or if they're hiding in the job. So here now we can tell all these people you see here are outside in the city. They aren't in a job, they aren't inside a building, they're outside. So it's a matter of picking someone to go for. Joshua Lamborghini, why not? Let's go for him.
Oh cool, we gonna have him too.
Where's he at? I should probably have checked where he is first. Joshua Lamborghini. So something else I've just done there, yeah, he's outside. Alright, another thing I've done there is on your interactive menu, go down to highlight player, and you can highlight people that are on the radar. This doesn't work if they're off radar, it's only going to flash if they are actually on the radar. So if they're ghost, out of sight or off radar, this is not going to work. But because this guy is, you can highlight the game, you can highlight their name to show where they are on the map. So I can press down now, shows me the expanded map, and I can tell that to the left there, now it's directly to the north, we can see that Joshua Lamborghini's blip is flashing. That means we know he's there, like, it's constantly going to be on him. So let's head on over. Session's still clear, which is good. Alright, he's at the mask door. But for some reason the mugger couldn't get to him in time, it's peculiar. Normally that happens, if you get that message, your mugger is currently unable to reach their position. It can mean a number of things. One, that they're driving around. Two, that they're on a rooftop. Or three, that they're in a store, like in the menu at the store. But that mugger will keep trying for as long as, until he, either dies, Joshua, or the mugger gets him. Or the mugger gets killed trying to get him. So I'm around the corner from Josh now. He doesn't know I'm going to try and kill him, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit out.
What's up, pal? Okay, only for a minute.
Hey, Josh. Fuck. Right, so he's got a custom vehicle there, which means there's no use shooting out his tyres. It's not going to do anything. Oh, I missed it. You know what? I was reloading there, but that would have been a golden opportunity to get a quick drive by that. That would have been beautiful. He's messing around, you know, he's living life at the minute, Josh. That's him. Yeah, Josh, watch me get pooped on. Oh my god, imagine. I probably didn't choose the best car to compete with this car he's in, to be honest, but it's a challenge, you know, it's a bit realistic, you know, he's trying to evade being killed. I'm trying to kill him. It's good. Okay. Sometimes you do this with people, like randoms, and they will fucking blow you up, or they will not, you know, not a second doubt, just blow you up like Okay, so we've loaded into the session. I've come outside, I'm in my car, I'm chasing him. If I die in the session, I can no longer go for wax, like that's it, you know, game over, no more wax for me to, like in this lobby. Shoot his tyres there a little bit, he's gonna turn. So even if you're not going to directly hit him, I keep shooting the car at distance because there's a chance you blow up the car. There's a chance that it just blows up when you shoot him. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, that's smart. I need to keep an eye on who's in this game because someone could pull up. Yeah, LBCI. No one else. So yeah, when you're in a whack lobby, it's important that you keep checking the playlist. You know, don't. You know, if I left it for 2 minutes, someone could have joined up last location and be round the corner ready to whack me. So always be checking who's in your session. It's very important that you do that. Got him, finally. Right, now that I've performed the kill, I need to stay alive and escape the city by one way or another. To do this by verified rules, I have to avoid using ghost door, but it's a random, so we don't need ghost. But normally at this point, I would hit ghost organization. That mobster would probably come for a kill back on me. 8 times out of 10 they're gun you. Sometimes they just give up, or you have friends with you and they all try and whack him. So now there's a few options on what we can do. I'll do it the traditional way. The traditional way is to go to the airport and take a plane into the city. Do that real quick. So, to escape Los Santos, you have to go by plane or by boat. You can't use a helicopter to escape. Oh, he just got mugged now. Ow. Okay, now I'm calling Pegasus. Because I'm going to call in a personal plane, the Management.
How can I help?
But I'll just show you real quick. If you don't have, if you're on a low level account, you don't have access to all these tools that I do. What you can do is, if you get a kill, you can drive over here to the airport, to Devon Weston's hangar. I'll show you real quick. So if you come to Devon Weston's here, planes will spawn in, so you can use one of these. I don't advise you to do that. You should avoid going airport. This is the most popular place for people to go, but this is the place people have been going for ages. Plane's not loaded in yet. If one's not loaded in, there we go. Just drive around and one will eventually spawn in. Alright, so we've got our plane. Now we have to fly out of the map without dying. Quite simply, we are literally just flying out of the map. That's literally how this is going now right now. I'm just going to fly out. Now there's a certain length you need to go. I can't leave game right now because I'm still way too close to the city. But to cash out, you need to be a fair distance away. I'll show you what that looks like now, what I would generally do for a while. Please not Joshua. Funny guy. Did you... Oh, you missed a chance to last location on the airport then, Scarfo. You missed a chance then. Alright. We're still... let's see how we are on the map. See, at this point now, I'd say you're good to go. Some people would cry, but if you... Like, I can't go down any more on my analog stick than this. So at which point, I'm out far enough. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to press pause, go to online, and then find new session. You could also hit leave GT Online. You could also do it the way I did in the last session, where you just hold down and switch to a story mode character. But you need to show that you left the game. And at this point, I press the share button, and then video clip. Now, what we just did in that lobby has been recorded. If I want to count that as an official whack, now obviously we can't because poor Joshua there wasn't on CF tags, you would post that video from the clouds of us loading in till after we left the game. You have to show that you left the game for it to be valid. You can't get out, you know, like fly the plane and then just end the video there. It's got to show that you physically leave the game. Now, you did see me just do that with a plane, but you can also do it with a boat. You don't have to do it from the airport. You can go from anywhere on the map, but you have to do it in a plane or a boat, and you have to go reasonable distance. They say you give reasonable distance only because it gives people a chance who did get whacked to stop it. You know, validly anyways. A lot of people will just blow you up, so if that's going to happen, if I see someone on my ass about to blow me up, like, you know, with a military vehicle, I'll leave game a little bit earlier than I normally would. So, cause, you know, I'm not letting that guy blow me up and get free, you know, stop his whack, you know, it's like that. If you did, you know, you can see some of my whacks, I'll go out really far if the person's trying to stop it 1%, I'll give them a good fair chance to stop it. And only when they've failed, or like they crash or whatever, then I'll leave game. But if people, you know, if people are little salty bozos trying to blow you up, then, you know, you just leave a little bit earlier than normal.
Anything I can do?
Alright, let's go for something else this time around. Who have we got here? A few people at the beach there. Let's do it by helicopter now, right? So we're gonna get a sniper whack, which isn't really a whack, but I'm gonna show you a more efficient way of doing whacks. What you've just seen is the traditional way of, you know, getting a plane, flying out the map, la la la. We're not gonna do that here. Instead, what we're gonna do is, there's two people on the beach. They're both AFK by the looks of it. I'm gonna hit ghost so they don't see me coming. You know, we're acting as if they are mobsters. Based on render distance, I would probably go about this building here. Now, this is a bit bait. I wouldn't do this for an actual CF because they would see me coming a mile away. But about here for these guys is alright. We're gonna take the sniper out. Zoom in. Can we see anyone? Oh, I seen a name pop up there for a second. Where was that? Are they in the water? Maybe not. Oh no, I see him. I see him. That's one. Oh shit. Oh my god. There we go, that's two. Right, so double whack, let's call it. So, gonna hop back in the helicopter. That guy might try and stop me actually. He's got a clean shot if he saw where I shot from. I don't think he did. And now, again, assuming this is, you know, mobsters that we've just whacked. If you're going after experienced people, okay. Am I about to get blown up? Yep, I am. So, we've got a divert, parachute. Oh, that was clutch. That was so clutch. Oh my god. Oh, I can't, you know what, 8 times out of 10, I'd have died there. 8 times out of 10, I'd died, but that was pretty clutch. That was pretty clutch for a tutorial. Anyways, we'll jump down here. So obviously he knows I went in that direction. You know, that's pretty accurate to a normal whack lobby. As people will try and blow you up as soon as you get the kill. Let's rob this car here. This is a civ car. Any car that you find out in public is a civ car, one that nobody owns. These are great for whacks if you're off radar. And I can cruise this around in the city, you know, freely and go for whacks. It's risky because there's no perks to this vehicle, you know, it's going to be not like slow speed, but people generally don't look out for civ cars. They look out for customized personal vehicles like the one I was driving there, the Dai. If you see that all the way up the road, you instantly know that's someone, that's a player, you know, that's not a random doing it. But yeah, I'm going to go cash out real quick. Let's go this way. And a little perk from the Cayo Perico heist, sorry, the Cayo Perico update. If you own the Kasaka, you can do something very, very clutch, and I'll show you what it is now. So, there's two ways to do it. I can do it here, but let's guarantee our safety a little bit. So, I've called in a helicopter at beach. Now I'm going to fly out. Now remember, you can't use a boat, sorry, a helicopter to escape. You can't use a helicopter to escape. But what you can do, oh, this guy's coming after me. So what you can do, you can fly a helicopter all the way out, like this, as you'll see. You wish, you wish. Right, so yeah, you keep flying out, you keep flying the helicopter out, la la la. Keep going, yeah, we're clear on me, you're not sniping me. There's no way you get shot. Yeah. Helicopter's clear, so I've not been sniped at by the looks of it. Alright, now that I'm a reasonable distance out, here's what you do, right? This is pretty clutch now, this is pretty clutch. So you go Kasaka, request dinghy, and what it does is, it spawns as a boat very conveniently out in the middle of the sea. So what we do is, we drop the heli, I'm going to parachute onto the boat. Go on, land on it, land on it, land on it. Yeah, look at that, gangster mate, gangster. So, we've got our boat, we're out of the city. Did this in an OLCF, what this? Yeah, we did this to Alcado. We did this to Alcado like a year and a half ago, like near enough 2 years. No, it wouldn't be 2 years ago now, would it? But do you not remember December Leon? This is what happened with Alcado, yeah. Wait, was that 2020 or 2021? No, it would have been 2020. 2021 was yeah. Anyways, so we've cashed out. We're far away. Show you on the map. We're very far from the city, so we can leave game. This time, I'll show you another little trick. Join crew members. So if we're in a busy WAC lobby, right, there's about 10 CFs in there, and you want to come back and get more WACs, normally you would find a new session, join up on a friend or join up on an op that, you know, is in that game, and you're back in the game. But if you hit join crew members, 8 times out of 10, it will load you back into the same lobby. Now I don't think it has here because I can hear someone talking. But I don't know. We'll see. Are we in the same session or not? Obviously, if you're on IGN tags or something, like tags that aren't, you know, that are very popular, it will just put you in another session with friends. But if you've got no one else on, it's just going to put you back in the same game because it's considering you as the crew member that you're joining up on. Oh, here we are. We're back. Yeah, voice chat's on the one. Let's see what else is there. Well, that's how you do a whack. We can go by verified rules now. So the verified way to do it is a little bit different. So for starters, I'm gonna have to drop the CEO. Can't use CEO in a verified WAC lobby. What you can use is an MC, which is this one here, but you don't really need to use the MC. I'll just see real quick. Are there any perks to using it? No, not really. Nah, none of this helps you. Bring Lombardi outside. I don't think he'd come out if I asked him, to be honest with you. He was talking shit on me earlier. He was talking mad shit. Oh, stay in one crew. Why you in 17? Wah. Alright. So yeah, do the same thing again. But this time there's a few alterations for the verified community that you're not allowed to do everything that I just did there. For starters, favourite type of whack is no longer possible by verified rules, which is the one-man drive-by. Instead, you need 2 people. You have a driver and a shooter. Now, I don't have a second person here for this one, but in future tutorials, you know, I'll have more people and stuff. But in the verified rule set, you need a driver and a shooter, and the shooter must be the one to get the kill. Like, the passenger must get the kill for it to be a valid whack. Just said to go outside. That'll probably work. So yeah, as far as verifieds go as well, there's a few more rules on what cars you can use. I'm pretty sure that the sports cars, normal sports cars, are banned by verified rules, but you can use a sports classic. I could be mistaken on that. There are probably some exceptions made, but the vehicles you saw me using earlier, like the Deity, are okay, I believe, for wax, as long as they don't have the armor plates on. You can use the bulletproof, bulletproof windows, but not the armored plates on vehicles. What else have we got? Okay, a few other things now, since we've covered the basics of wax, right? Now, with delving a bit more into this, isn't so much a tutorial on how to do a whack as it is to get into whack lobbies. So, I'll show you my friends list real quick. A little sneak peek into it. You'll see I've got a lot of CFs on my friends list. We've got Don B. Lombardi, Godfather Leone, Mr. Scarpo, Alessio Gambino, Boss F. Pistola, Gunther Muller, Friedrich, Gahan was a mobster, he's not anymore. But the point being, I've got 287 people on my friends list, and you want to add as many people in crime families as possible if you want to get wax, that is. So the more friends you have, the more sessions you're going to get into. Now, how do we get in their games? You know, for example, I might have, let's see, Don B. Lombardi added. Actually, he's going to be a bad example because I know he doesn't have any members, so we'll use someone else. But let's say Boss Viva Stola is not on GTA right now, but Boss Viva Stola is wearing, in the bottom right corner, you can see Vistola Famiglia tags. So what we do is, you can do this. You can go to Online, Crews, Friends Crews, and for everyone you've got added, it will show you their crew list. So that's why we want to add people, is because it gets your crew list bigger. So for example, we have Artizoni. So even if the Don is not online, the person I have added, you can join up on people that are on GTA, even if you don't have them added. So if you don't want to get jumped by people, add one person from each family, so you can always join on them, but only one of their members can join on you. For example, Pacino, the Don is not appearing online, he hates appearing online, but his members generally do. Oh, they're all offline. Brancato is not going to be on. Crime Family Game. Oh, they got an emblem. Oh, lovely. They're all offline. And he's got a name change. Fair play. Fair dues. Alright, next we've got,
Do you know if Mr. Clinton has
no,
Blue
not
Brothers on
them,
his
not
claims?
them.
I mean, they could use a
I'm just
lot
trying to
of
find a
your
family that's,
kinda
like,
help.
appearing online.
But
Just to
take it
show
from
you.
me, as someone who used to work for them, they ain't worth the headache.
I've got all these added. Alcado. Okay. Are you on GTA? No. So, you'll see here now, right? Now, I cannot confirm this for sure, but there's a few patterns I've noticed with social clubs, like in Friends crews on this game. The crew leader always appears at the top, offline, if they're offline. Like, if there's no one actively on GTA, now, detailed memory, different situation, because I'm in his game. But for the most part, the crew leader shows up at the top, and then it kind of goes down by hierarchy on the social club. It doesn't always, but that's what I've noticed, is that... Do I have Gambino on my list? I don't think so. No, I'd show you them. They're a good example, but the family, basically, you can check the hierarchy by looking just quite simply at their social clubs. So let's go, the original LCF. Top of this year will be Vincenzo, if not Godfather. Well, Godfather's online, so he gets put to the top.
Hey, if you see Mr.
But the
Clinton,
crew leader for
let him
the
know
original
Mrs.
LCF
Clinton's
is
swung by
Vincenzo,
earlier.
so he's
And
put
she
at the
looked,
top. Then it would go Grim,
well,
he's
you
a
know, maybe
he's a
you wanna
commissioner,
pick up
and
some
C is a
flowers or
commissioner.
something.
Now, who else have we got? Santoro. So all these guys are offline, but as you can see there, that temp account is the owner of Santoro tags. It's handy because not every family advertises the hierarchy, so you can kind of get an idea of who's who by looking at the social club. Obviously, if you have a phone or a mobile device or a laptop, you can always load it up and check, but for the most part, you know, it's easy to just check in game. But I'm surprised that there's hardly any actual sessions. Do I have Rosini on my list anymore? No, I lost Rosini when Scarpa left, didn't I? So here's what I'll do. I'm going to check my friends list because I know I've got a lot of pending friend requests. But what I'd also suggest you do, if you know, in my case, I can just accept a friend request and find people, but send a friend request to everyone you can find on Instagram. As many families as you see, add them all up. The community thrives off people having each other added. That's how you get whack lobbies. You can avoid being whacked by deleting everyone, making sure no one can join up on you, no one's got your members added, no one's got any access to your crew. You can do that, but that's, you know, you're just killing the community doing that. So add people. If you don't want them to join up on you specifically, you can hold the power button on PlayStation, go to appear offline, and 8 times out of 10 you won't show up on the list. Okay, we've covered that. what else is there really? Okay, outfits. Alright, so as far as actual attire goes, wider community says you need to wear mafioso attire. Verified community, same situation, but you get away with more in the wider community. So for example, if I go through some of my outfits, you know, this is fine, this is a mafioso outfit, this is fine. For the wider community, verifieds probably wouldn't let this slide. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's a bit dead droppy, but for the most part, you know, this is my PFW fight, so I generally wouldn't do a whack wearing this anyway, unless I'm in a lobby war or something. But most of these outfits should be alright. Are there any that aren't? I don't think so. I don't think I've got any illegal outfits saved. That's also okay. That's another version of my fighting outfit. Yeah, so I don't have any here, but you can't wear, for example, a bulletproof helmet. I would put one on, but someone's definitely going to screenshot that and try and be like, oh, exposure, exposure. Actually, no, I'm doing a tutorial. I can show you. You can't use these. Oh, actually, no, I won't wear it. You can't wear BP helmets. You can't wear, like, I think it's just BP helmets. Is there anything else? You can't wear quad lens helmets. You can't use the masks that allow for tactical, like, I think I've got one. So you shouldn't be able to use, where is it? Just give it a second, sorry. I've got a lot of masks. Right, this mask is banned, alright? I don't care what anyone says, you cannot use this mask for a whack. And you know why. If you're watching a stream, you probably know why you can't use this. But we'll get to that in a minute. You also, for the same reason, cannot use these masks. These masks, big banned, for a very clear reason, is they are night vision, if you didn't know. There's also another reason why you can't use them, but we'll get to that in a minute as well. So, you can't use these masks. There's another one. Where is it? I don't think I have this one on my father account, but there's a scarecrow mask too. You also can't wear that. And the reason being that these masks in particular allow you to hide bulletproof helmets underneath your outfits. I would show you what that looks like, but honestly it's probably a bad thing if I put in my tutorial how to do that glitch, because then indirectly a lot of people are going to start doing that glitch. So I'm not going to show you how to do it, but you can put on, there is a way to do the to glitch a BP helmet underneath these masks. Where is it? Yeah, this. So people can go around wearing this mask and it looks completely innocent, except people can hide BP helmets underneath it. There's a way to expose it. I'm happy to show you how to do that. We can do that now in a second. Well, I'll do it in the next stream. I don't have anyone readily available to do that. Or Gambino on my list, you know, if I went on their social club, I'm sure that I'd see a few of them hiding them. But you can't use this for wax. It's an easy way for people to hide BP helmets, so we don't allow it. Don't go down that road. If you're new to the Mafia community, you can be two types of people. You can be the people that cheat and do everything in your way to get wax and, you know, deny it afterwards, but don't do that. You're just gonna get clowned on. So best option is wear something that's clearly legit. So these masks are fine. Most of these are okay because you can't glitch BPs underneath it. So if you really want to have it like a themed whack, you know, you want to do like a Bug Stars thing. I saw did that a while ago. That was pretty cool. You know, use custom outfits, but don't wear the banned ones. Alright. I can't think of anything else to put in the basics of the tutorial. We are going to cover more in-depth stuff in future episodes. Specifically, I'm going to simulate a real whack lobby with my members, show you how I would play normally, well, not just how I'd play, but how I've seen different people play, because people have strats, people have stuff that they like to do, that if you see how it's done, you can counter it, or you can do it yourself. You know, you can either be a good hitman, or you can be good at avoiding being whacked, or there are some people that are great at getting hits, and great at avoiding being whacked. I'm great at getting whacked. I'm trash at staying and whacked. You know, I've been whacked many times, but that's what happens. You know, it's a learning curve. But yeah, the hope is that by making these tutorials, it will encourage more people to come out in whack lobbies. It'll get more people in the CF community indirectly, and maybe people will start playing more legit. If you know all the tricks we're doing,
But
you'll
turns
use
out
some
she's
same
pretty cool,
tricks.
you know?
You'll play legit. It'll be fun for everyone. So I'm gonna round this episode off here. I can't think of anything else to include in it, so we'll leave it at that. If you have any tips, you know, if you're someone in the CF community and the stuff you think should be covered, by all means message me on Instagram on at Nexzos, or whatever accounts I have. I've got quite a few Instagrams, but you can message at Nexzos, at FatherNex, Vinci, Vinci Crime Family, Nexzos Vinci. Just take your pick, just search Nexzos, and I'm sure you'll see one of my accounts, or one of my fanboy accounts. Just don't message them. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. Cheers for watching. Bulger mob on top. Oh, since you mentioned Bulger, just real quick. Oh wait, where is it? Check this out. Look what I've got an invite to. Yeah, and look, I've already got it. Yeah. Bulger mob on top. Bulger mob on top.
Jocelyn keeps me
Alright,
company
yeah, I'm gonna
all
end the
night.
stream here. Thanks for
He'll
watching.
do anything for a bit of jerky, you know?
I hope this benefits some people. And yeah, great. Cheers.